Hi, this is Quan. Welcome to part 4 of the Venus retrograde series. Well, this morning, July 25th, we woke up to the slowest moving Venus, and now she is actually moving backwards. So, no doubt you want to know, well, how will this affect me? Well, I've got a question from Lynette Sierra, and I will. She talked about being Sun in Taurus, Moon in Libra, so she's very much a child of Venus and how it affects those people who have Taurus, Venus prominently, Libra, or even Pisces. And you can find out if you have Venus, in a spot in the chart that makes her more important than other parts of the chart. But what it does is that this is the time period to reevaluate how you approach relationships. So Taurus, we talked a little bit about, Leo represents the fourth house of the home and psychological roots and the legacy and the end of life. So Taurus people may be reflecting upon, where they come from, their relationship to their parents. Aries people, Leo is the sign when Venus moves from Virgo back into Leo, it represents a time period of really examining your relationship to pleasure, your children, particularly your first child. And some would say that the first child is yourself, Aries. So realize that this is a time period to look at why you enter into the activities that you do that bring pleasure and how you can be self-determining and direct without being overly assertive. If you're Gemini, this is a time period where you'll find that you'll be looking at home, neighbors, but how you think about where you are. Sometimes as a Gemini, when Venus is moving slowly, you can imagine yourself anywhere else but here. Sort of like that Natalie Portman movie, any place but here, kind of a thing. So really stay focused on the present moment as much as possible. If you're a Cancer person, Virgo Leo represents that area of how do I expand my horizons by curiosity and looking at what's around me, but at the same time, what's mine? What are my possessions? What do I own? What makes my life valuable? What truly matters? How do I manage my money? So, Cancer people, you can be very shrewd about these things while at the same time maybe looking for ways to figure out radical moves regarding money. But do your research first. And if you're Leo, then it's going to have a lot to do with appearance. I don't tend to suggest that you make differences in your appearance too much because you might get, once Venus goes direct on September 6th, Leos, you might say, what was I thinking? So just know that if you are going to do something radical physically, make sure it's something that you've been thinking about for a while. Hey, it took me 3 years to decide to lock my hair. I had to lock inside my heart first and really understand the radicalness of what I was doing. The next sign after Leo is definitely Virgo. In Virgo, you're learning how to look at your innocence and to go into forgiveness patterns without necessarily becoming the doormat or the martyr in a situation. So it's really about looking at the higher picture, trying to find your transcendental belief system. And if you don't really feel like listening to someone, then guess what? No is a complete sentence. But if you do have the time and the energy, then give of yourself. It will be returned to you. If you're Libra, this is the time period to look at how do I serve my community? Do I have the type of friends and the people around me that really make me feel better about myself and not worse? A lot of times you can make excuses, Libra, in ways that you're the one that ends up getting hurt. And use or be used. So if you're using others, you're going to find yourself on the losing end of it at this time period. Scorpio, Virgo Leo represents another community space for you, but you're looking at your status, how you can creatively use your skills to aid others, to illuminate and inspire them. So radical forms of art, radical forms of presentation might work as you test out the limits of your creativity and status in the larger community. Sagittarius, you're up for an adventure anyway. And so Virgo Leo gives you that adventure of breaking with routines and doing things out of the ordinary, but at the same time evaluating your higher consciousness. So if you're going on your own walkabout or looking at ways to figure out what your ultimate aspirations and beliefs are and where you got early childhood and what beliefs were there, That's also a part of what's happening for you, Sag. Capricorn, Leo brings in a certain fire for you, an ability for you to leave your ego at the door so you can have humility as you learn to connect with others in honest and authentic ways, not from a position of ambition or power and control. So do expect that if there's some unfinished business with some past mates, partners, marriage, really close hombres, then they may be looking you up, good, bad, or indifferent. But Capricorn, remember, humility wins the day. Aquarius, as Leo is your opposite sign, this Virgo Leo shift in with Venus can give you the ability to really understand and empathize from your partner's perspective and not lose yourself in the process. So your heart may be set on a cooler temperature, but it's still there. So it might be better for you to turn the heart up to a warmer temperature and really understand the interpersonal connectedness and the limits of the partner that you have. And last and certainly but not least, Pisces, the sign that's searching for absolute and unconditional love, which can make your human love relationships a little bit problematic as you go from the dominant submission model. Yeah, there are Pisces people that can be sadistic. So just know that the Pisces energy, this Venus time period, like your Capricorn sibling, has a lot to do with humility will win the day. Empathy will win the day. So just make sure that it's important that you whistle while you work, Pisces. Really try to integrate that spiritual materiality in your excuse me, in your daily service. I hope this answers or gives you a little bit of an interest, piquing your interest around how this Venus retrograde can aid you over the next 6 weeks. And remember, rising signs are extremely important in understanding how the Venus will manifest in your life over the next 6 weeks. Thanks for listening, and keep me posted with those comments. Bye.